foul. That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man. Beantown.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 31 of the Beantown Taste Podcast. It's your boy Jesse Almeida here, back on YouTube and back on Beantown Taste with another episode of the Beantown Taste Podcast. Yes, Mike is not here with me right now, but he is going to be on this podcast here. We are doing this podcast live on YouTube, and we are doing it on Discord, where we're going to interact with you people and everything else, whatever it takes you have, questions, so on and so forth. Whatever you guys want to ask us, we will be answering it in this podcast here, and we're going to be covering all four sports teams, but we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. We are going to be covering 3 of the 4 teams in this podcast here, episode 31, and in the next podcast, episode 32, we will be covering strictly the Boston Celtics. So, if you guys haven't already, make sure you leave a like on this video here. Subscribe now if you guys new, you guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. We're going to be waiting on Mike for a little bit, live on stream, until we get in our first segment. But our first segment, we have some big news. We had a big weekend with the New England Patriots. A kid made his first start as the quarterback of the New England Patriots, and we also have some drama going on with the New England Patriots as well. So we're going to be covering the New England Patriots over at Gillette Stadium first.
Michael, watch. Are you ready for some football?
I love the Patriots.
Alright, so we are here covering the Patriots, and he finally showed up. Mike is here in the well, not in the building for once. He is here on Discord. What's going on, Mike?
What up?
What up? So, it's been a big week for the Patriots, man. Oh my god, dude. This dude's been playing he's been playing soundboards, having fun with this whole entire thing since he joined in. Dude, it's gonna be a long podcast if this is the case, man. But yeah, Patriots made some news this week. Both good and bad. Should we start off with the good first, or should we start off with the bad first?
I'll start off with the good news. Jabril Peppers got arrested. Those are some good news. Some highlights of the week for the Pats.
That wasn't the good news. That was the bad news. Like, I guess we'll start off with the bad news. The good news was Drake May starting this week finally. Oh man, he actually played a very good game. I was pretty shocked. Well, I shouldn't say I was shocked, but like I was shocked with how he performed against a very good Houston Texans team.
Mm-hmm. He moved the ball. Scored 3 times. Like, that's not tall order to ask for your rookie. So
it's so funny because he already has more passing touchdowns this season than Jacoby Brissett does. And Jacoby Brissett played 5 games this season. He only played in 1.
He sucks.
Oh yeah, you should know. He was your quarterback once before.
AVP sucks.
Or as my coworker called him, he called him a journeyman backup man.
Which one, Brissett or
Brissett.
Alex Van Pelt's like a journeyman backup offensive coordinator.
Right. Yeah.
It's trash.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with you. Were you shocked that the Patriots even played Drake May this week?
I think it's a long time coming. I don't think, I guess opening up at home is a good space to start. I think it had to do with a lot of money with the aspect of, Kraft wanted to sell some tickets.
Yep.
And what better way than having a May Day?
Right.
But I think, I think Jackson start. They're the worst team. You're playing neutral site. So you'll be able to get it'd be kind of an easy ground to start on, because if he sucks, the fans are going to start booing him. So I think that would have been the better way to protect him. But ultimately, it was a good decision to start him this week.
And honestly, he played much better than I thought he would. I thought the week to play Drake May would have been last week. And here's the reason why I think that. The reason why I think that is because both of their DBs was out last week, Miami's. So there really wasn't much of a risk there to play Drake May. I mean, again, I know the offensive line is twash, like we always say, the terminology we use. But, like, if you wanted a low-risk, high-reward move, like a game for Drake May to play, I thought last week would have been the week to do it. And the reason why also is because if you did it last week with where their D-backs are out and everything else, you might still be in the race to be in the playoffs. I know I'm not predicting them to be in the playoffs at all. You know I'm saying that, but I'm just saying my buddy Babs loves to talk about that red line. He loves to talk about that red line all the time. But, like, you would have still been close to that red line. Obviously, you probably would have been down towards the end, at the end of the season, obviously. Again, didn't predict them to be in the playoffs, but if you wanted to have a chance, I thought last week would have been the week to do it.
He showed he can play. You know, he's got top 3 potential right there. Honestly, I think he just needs a decent, I know it's a lot to ask for, a decent receiving core and a left tackle, right tackle.
I agree.
Right guard, a center, and a left guard.
So the way
There's a whole lot.
I think I said, what did I say this? I think I said this live on stream on Sunday after the Patriots game and all that. I said, damn, he looked really good for what he had out there at least. So imagine if he has that number 1 wideout, which, by the way, is crazy that the Jets have a number 1 wideout before you do, but whatever. If you have a number 1...
The Jets and Bills.
Yeah, the Jets and Bills.
As much as Amari Cooper's production has gone down, he's still number 1 potential.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely is. I won't dispute that one bit. But imagine if you had a true number 1 wideout, and you had a good offensive line, you're right there in the mix again. Because your defense is still good. I know last game didn't prove that. But for the most of the season this year, it's been very good. So imagine with this defense and an offensive line and a number 1 wideout, you're set.
I'd say right now you're probably closer to the Bears than you are anything else.
Which
I don't think you're going to be. I don't think he's coming out and throwing darts like C.J. Stroud and going to look like the Texans last year.
Right.
But I think you start looking more like the Bears, who for, bought in, put pieces around their number 1 pick, invested in him early, and said, "Hey, you're the guy. We want to make sure you succeed." And for the he's killed it.
Right.
What were they, 2-4, 3-3?
Who? The Texans?
No, the Bears there with Caleb Williams.
4-2.
That's what they did. They're
4-2 right now.
They're 4-2?
Yeah, they're 4-2 right now.
Damn.
Right?
Even
so
better.
That's what I was just saying. If you were the Bears right now, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good.
When you pick a rookie that high, I know Mahomes and Alex Smith is a different story, but Alex Smith is like a legitimate good, like all-time good quarterback.
Right.
He's not an all-time great. He's not like a Marino. He's not a Young. He's not a Brady. He's not a Manning.
Right.
But if you saw Alex Smith's career, yeah, you're gonna you'd be. I'd take that guy.
Oh yeah,
I'd take that
absolutely you do. Yep.
So you know what I mean? Unless you have somebody like that starting, play your rookie.
Right.
Like he needs to learn.
Right. So now, because this was the main question, well hand, right? I hate the what if question. I get on you all the time about this, but this time I had to ask the what if, because this is a big question right here. And you just brought up the point yourself. Unless you have a good quarterback, you don't play the rookie. And Jacoby Brissett, we all agree, not a great QB. Not even a good QB. He's not even mid. What would the Patriots record be if they started Drake May week 1? They're better than what they are right now.
Maybe you squeak out the Dolphins.
You definitely squeak out the Dolphins, I think.
You beat the Dolphins.
Yep.
Again, this is... The problem is, though, is you look at the Dolphins, beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, beginning of the season, yeah, you say you lose that, right? But I'm just saying with how the season's played out so far, obviously.
But now if you played them, like you probably beat them. And who they played the week before that they lost by like a couple points to that they.
You lose against the 49ers. You lose against who's the other team that I'm blanking on? Oh, the Jets.
That's right. And the Jets didn't win that game by much, right? By like 3 points.
I don't even remember what the score was off the top of my head.
Was it 15-10 that game?
I can check the score for you right now. The other one though that I said that you probably win is that Seattle game, which would put you at 3-3.
Yeah, I mean you could win that. I mean that's also I think if your defense could just step up and win.
Right.
Game for you, then yeah. I mean, I think you would.
Okay, so the Jets versus Patriots in week 4 or week 3, I think. The score was 24-3, so I think you lose that still. I don't think you make much of a difference there.
What was the game? I thought they won the last one that was pretty close. I know that against Miami they did. But
the one against Seattle was close. That one was the one that went to overtime. Mm-hmm. It was by like 3. I think it was like 3 points. They won off a field goal.
And then what was the 49ers?
The 49ers, I don't even forget it, man. That one wasn't close either.
Man, why are you putting you got to be the ESPN person because you got the dual
Yeah, I'm trying I'm working on the spot here. Score was 30-13 49ers. So far they beat the Bengals 16-10. The final score against the Seahawks was 23-20. Versus the Jets was 24-3 Jets. 49ers was 30-13. Patriots versus Dolphins, the one I went to, was 15-10. And then last week was 41-21.
So honestly, if you start May, I could see you having 2, maybe even a third one. Because I think that Jets one got a little bit out of hand only because your offense couldn't move at all, so you just had to punt, and your defense just got so gassed.
Yep.
And I don't know. You know what? Who knows? The 49ers that they played, you put May in there, May's rolling, he's on a hot streak. You never know. Things get weird.
Right.
As we've seen before in the NFL, things do get weird fast.
So you have them two wins, if not 3.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so you agree with all.
I think you're +2.
Okay.
I think you're +2 in the win department.
Okay, so moral of the story is you agree with everybody that's answered this question then, which.
Yeah.
That comes down to the coaching at that point. That means you started the wrong guy week 1.
I mean, I don't know who made that decision, who would have played who, whether that was Elliott Wolf and AVP, whether that was Kraft, whether that was Mayo himself, whether they pulled the entire staff and said, who do we start? That's a whole organizational problem.
Right. Which... Their decision making has been very questionable this season. If you would have asked me,
they're dysfunctional as hell.
Yeah,
they're terrible.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Let's go to the final topic that we are going to talk about, and that is going to be Jabril Peppers. His news. How many counts did he get hit with? He got hit with a couple.
He had a bunch of scheduled something narcotics. He had a narcotic on him.
Yeah, but moral of the story, not great. Not a great look for your captain. And again, a key defensive player that you need. So do you think they're gonna revoke his contract? They release him? What do you think the deal is with that gonna be? Or are they gonna just wait out and see the facts itself?
Yeah, I think they waited out.
I mean,
I think he's too skilled for them to let him go. I think they suck too much to let him go.
I would have
after the season. After the season's a different discussion.
Yeah, because they might be able to fill his void somewhere else. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, too. Also, this year it's kind of over. They're 1-5. They're not doing anything. I mean, if they were to do it now, I would have been I'd be okay, I get it, whatever. So be it. But I get that they're trying to get the facts first, so they don't want to release him too early. So if there is facts out there that is against him, then be okay, well, no one's gonna pick him up, so let's get rid of him. If it turns out that half of it, even half of it's true or like half of it. I think they might even keep him if it's half true.
I think if it's a domestic thing, you get rid of him. I think if it's just drugs and all that, then that's something that could be worked over.
Right, I agree. All right,
like everybody in the NFL does drugs. Fuck it, like
yeah,
be real.
yeah,
Be real. But if he's hitting if it's he's hitting his girlfriend, is on and off. Like nope, that's up the line.
I would agree with that too. We're gonna talk about this. Should we talk about those idiots next and just get them done and over with?
Which ones?
Yeah, I got a feeling you know which ones.
Oh God, you mean the blow socks?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, yep. On that note, we're gonna go talk about the Red Sox because they said some crazy quote that I reacted on a video, and we're quick to the point. I think you guys know what I'm gonna be saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, the battery for Boston Red Sox.
All right, you guys. News flash, but not really a news flash. I can't stand FSG. If you guys haven't noticed already, I can't say too many bad things about them. He's doing math. How many times I've said it? How many times have I said it, Mike? This is real calculation we're seeing right here. Oh, you muted your mic, bro. What are we doing? Yo, you muted your mic. Where's the soundtrack for that one? Yeah, we need something for that. Like, or the edit that I did on that recent video, dumbass.
No, in my head, FS. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck FSG stands for. What the fuck does FSG stand for?
Fenway Sports Group.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
Bro. I gotta give you heat too. You gave me heat for when I had the camera inverted. I was like, why is everything back? You're like, that's because you're doing it with the front camera. I'm like, that's true. I did put that in though. I did put it in. You told me to keep it in, and I kept it in. But yeah, Sam Kennedy making promises that he's not gonna keep again. Basically saying like, oh, we want to win the division. We're willing to do whatever it takes. Blah blah blah. You know, the whole 9,000 yards that we've seen over and over again. Do you believe them this time? I know your answer. No.
The only reason why they should be like why they could is the word I'm going to use. Why they could be good is because these rookies might come up and just catch fire, lightning in a bottle.
Yep.
That might be it.
Yep.
Like maybe Roman Anthony and Kyle T are the real deal.
Yep.
They're legit. Marcel Mayer, maybe he's a solid, pretty to average to good. And now you're talking, if Story's back and healthy, you have Roman Anthony, you have Duran, Abreu seems to be like a legit player. Mayer, Teal, Cassius, Devers. If they can come up and be productive, you might catch fire and be good for the first couple of months. I don't think it's sustainable.
Yep.
Because of the, rookies team tend to flame out because they're not used to the whole 162.
Yep.
Or maybe they get you to the deadline at 500 somewhere in the wild card race, and it's enough for them to get the green light to bring in a piece or two because the payroll should be significantly cheaper playing rookies.
Right. Yeah. But here's my thing with the whole rookie deal, like Roman Anthony. I know they're great prospects and everything like that. But here's my question that I have: is it necessarily a good thing to throw them in the fire like this and expect them to be that good right off the gate? Is that a fair thing to do? I
mean, if you look at the Yankees this year, right? Don't get me wrong, they have Judge, they have Soto, two of the best, top 5 hitters, top 10, easily top 10 hitters in the league right now, right? But you take them out of the equation. They were built off of 6 key contributors down the stretch of people that who were in pre-arbitration still.
Yeah.
And Rice, Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, Dominguez, Oswald Cabrera, and Luis Gil.
Yeah.
That's 6 players that are all pre-arbitration that the Yankees are key pieces to the Yankees to run down the stretch.
Right.
So, that to me is like, it's being proven that you can compete. I'll say compete with rookies. I mean, you also have them, with Stanton, Judge, and Soto.
Right.
3 of the best, power bats in the game, and a pretty dominant staff. And like they got Stroman. Rodon's been a workhorse this year. Heel came out of nowhere, it was great, and Cole came back healthy, and Schmidt's been shoving.
Right.
So
yes.
they got lucky that they had so many great starters that they have they have 2 starters in the pen.
Yep.
And Nestor Cortez still isn't even on the postseason roster. Like I'm not even counting at him because he's out injured.
Right.
So they've been shoving.
Yeah.
So you can, and how many of those bullpen pitchers before they came onto the Yankees were even anybody that you ever heard of? Luke Weaver, Clay Holmes. Tommy Kahnle was been bouncing around from the Yankees to like the Dodgers and the White Sox.
Yep.
But he broke out into the league on the Yankees. Most of those pitchers, never even heard of them.
Right.
So, I think you just need to find some people that can be spark plugs in the bullpen. Brezzo should be good at that. He's a pitcher. You need probably 2 to 3 starters. And, I would rather you roll out the rookies and, save the payroll on that end and go get some starting pitching.
Right.
And a bullpen pitcher or 2.
Right.
Go get a lockdown 8th, 9th guy. If you want to keep Jansen, you want to keep Martin, go find an 8th guy, make Martin your 7th. Get somebody to be a 7th man and Jansen be your 9 or flip-flop, whoever.
Yep.
Like, go find people who are going to, be nails for you down the stretch.
Right, yeah. So definitely, I was just about to ask you, the biggest need for them, I think we both agree, definitely starting pitching. They need an ace and maybe a number 2 starting pitcher. They need both of those. They definitely need to work their bullpen around a little bit, and I would love to see another core player in the positional side of the diamond. I don't know about if I don't care really. Outfield, infielder, whatever. I need a core on the field. I mean, you have Devers, but the thing I've been saying with the Red Sox, you should still have Mookie. You should still have Xander. Those are your main 3 core players. You can't have a winning team if you don't have a core. You have a core, and then you have players to build around it. That's where you insert your rookies and everything like that, because there's not much pressure on them, right? That's how that works. Your Yankees, for example, you guys have Judge, you have Soto. At this point, with how Stanton has been looking, I'll include him in that mix. That's your core, and you built around that core within the diamond, and that's why you guys have worked out perfectly so far. So the Guardians, they have Andres Jimenez, Jose Ramirez. They have one more dude, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head.
Quan.
Yes. Lane Thomas has looked great for them. Their starting pitching is great. They have a core there.
I've been saying I wish the Yankees got Lane Thomas. That dude, even the Nationals, I thought he was a dog.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good down there.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's finally getting his flowers on the national stage.
Dodgers, Mets, all your teams really that was in the playoffs this year, I think except for Detroit and I'd say Kansas City, had a core. The Red Sox have no core. They only have Devers. And if you want to say Durant at this point, I'll probably give it to you. I'm not going to say Tyler O'Neill because they've already given hints that they're not going to re-sign Tyler O'Neill. So I'm not even going to give them that. Don't even get me started on the Story. They're not going to get Trevor Story either. They need one.
Is Story a free agent?
No, I wish. I wish he was a free agent to get rid of that contract, but.
So I don't know. I think, like I said, this rebuild is going to be another 2 to 3 years out before they're super competitive. You might be able to infuse some talent in now to make them competitive now.
Yep.
But I think their window is going to be in the next 3 to 4 years. If these rookies can come up and prove that they're legit, that's their window.
So you're saying they're going to be back into the mix in 3 to 4 years? If they all
If these if you can get 3 of these 4 or 3 out of the 4 rookie or 3 or 4 rookies to pan out and be at least everyday MLB players and 1 or 2 are home run, like Roman Anthony is legit.
Right.
Kyle Teal is legit.
Yep.
And then, if, 2 more people can be serviceable,
Yep.
then I think your window is then, because your core would be those 4 endeavors. Like, that's a decent core. If Durant's still here, I mean, Abreu should still be here because this is his first year of arbitration.
Right.
I mean, of pre-arbitration.
Yep.
So, that's where I think your window is. But maybe you go find somebody who's like a Scooble. Like, the reason why the Tigers shot up, they were 13 games above 500, something like that.
Yep.
And like Scooble's win record was 18-5.
Yes.
That's 13 games. He had a hell of a year that might not be able to be replicated. You need to have somebody who can be an ace.
Right. Yes.
Who can go out and steal you games.
Right.
That's what you need.
Yep. And
that Tigers lineup is god awful.
Right. You know what I'm gonna say though? I'm gonna say this right now.
They just had pitching.
Yes.
Pitching saved them.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say on this segment here. This does not matter at the end of the day, and here's why. Here's why this doesn't matter. When we talk about what they need or anything else, whatever. Here's why. Do you really think John Henry and them are gonna dish out the money for like your Corbin Burns or like your Blake Snells, the players that you need, like your top talented players, whatever? Do we think that that's gonna happen? The answer is no. So if the answer is no there, and they're not gonna invest in the on-field product, that just basically means you're stuck where? In mediocrity. Looks like nobody wants to talk about the Red Sox, which I don't blame them for not wanting to talk about this team. Who wants to talk about this team right now? It sucks that I even have to. Do I even have to give my grade on how this season went for the Sox? It's an F. I think you would say the same thing.
Failures.
The worst
part is you didn't suck that bad to get a good pick.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's so many prospects that a lot of them don't work out, even in the top ones, and all that. But if you're gonna suck, at least suck good. Stop sucking bad.
Hey yo.
Pause. But you know what I mean? Like, this is what I hate. I hate mediocrity. I think
that's the worst place you could be in. That's the worst place you can be in, because you don't know if you're in win now or if you're in rebuilding. You're just stuck in the middle. Like, what do we do here?
I honestly, at this point, think the best thing they should do is also selling off everybody. Everybody, even Devers. Everybody's not a prospect.
So you would sell off. You would sell off Durant also.
No, because Durant still has team control. Anybody
Fair.
who has a legit contract that's not team control contract, I would be open to trading.
So in other words, you're not willing to give up Tristan Casas.
Again, Casas maybe because there's so many younger players coming up that might be a little bit better, not a fucking head case like that motherfucker.
The only thing I'll say with that is probably not at first base. So if it's here's my thing, I'm open to trading Casas too.
Anybody can play first base as a former first baseman. Anybody can play first base.
Yes. Yeah, my idea would have been to move Devers to first and then trade off Casas. That would have been my idea.
You just got to be taller than 6 feet and be able to move. Like, that's all you know. If you're even like 5'10", 5'9", as long as you can like be athletic enough to like scoop or jump for balls or get off the base. But like, anybody can play first base, dude. It's so easy.
I mean, look at Bryce Harper. He went from the outfield to play first base. Look at Kyle Schwarber. He went from playing the outfield also to play first base for the Sox also, and he actually played pretty decent over there first. Oh, I have to read this comment because this is a chirp. Judge StatPad and per usual. Shout out Ben. Ben, you were on the general. Did you want to talk Sox for a second or no?
Hey, Ben. Ben, it's not stat padding, all right? It's 2 runs in the late of a postseason game, all right? Anything can happen. You need insurance, baby. Shout
out to Ben. I love that kid. That kid's awesome. I don't know if you've seen him on a few of my videos or whatever. That dude's awesome, man. He's literally no joke. He like, in terms of like watching a sports game, he's you. Like he gets that into it. He gets that like, dude, what the is going on? He's awesome, man.
Hey, Raps, do your wives know that you're less Potter than them.
Hey yo.
Yeah, that's my go-to. That's my go-to when when the refs are being bad.
he just asked us a question on the chat. He said Sox won more games than you predicted, so how is it an F? Here's why. Because it's mediocrity. The reason why I predicted them at 72 wins, like the lowest, is that like their best case scenario, so like they do get a top end pick. The fact that they fell at 81 and 81, they weren't under 500 and they weren't over 500. So like, how can you measure like success there? Did the players have growth? Yes. They only won, I think, 3 more games than last year? So it wasn't a big jump from last year. They're stuck in mediocrity. If you want like a top pick to get top pick, like Paul Skeens, perfect example, right? A top 5 pick in the draft, you get your ace. Oh, he's got a what do you got? What do you got?
No, number 1. He went 1.
He went 1. Okay, but whatever. I think it still stands on my point that I'm gonna make here. If you want a top prospect like that, you either have to hope for them to fall, in this case here, or you're just taking a shot at something, because they're probably gonna have like pick 16 or something like that. It's gonna be in the middle. I would rather have the top 5 pick and get a bona fide prospect. That's just me though.
They'll have a 12 picks. They'll be the 12th pick.
Sox having the 12th pick?
They'll be somewhere around there.
Okay,
because they were the 12th worst team, 12th worst record. So, in theory, they're somewhere around there.
Now we have 2 calls in here. Hell yeah! But we're gonna drag Ben in here because Ben wanted to talk to Mike for a second. What's up, my buddy?
Yo, it's good, Mike. Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you too, man.
dude, come on, man. Oh man.
I love it.
What do you got in your mind, man? What do you got in your mind?
So I wouldn't say it's an F, but I'd say it's like a D-, D+, just because
you're still close to us, man.
What's the difference?
Some players.
What's the difference?
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, some players are like Duran showed a lot this season. Say Don showed a lot this season. Willier, who I think is a good trade piece, showed a lot this season. I really think Yoshida and Willier need to be off this team because there's just too many outfielders coming up, and there's too many outfielders on this team.
I can get behind Yoshi.
Yeah.
I think Seidon needs to. I don't think he's a piece moving forward.
Okay.
I liked Abreu. I mean, hey, if you're getting rid of him, I'll trade you a bag of chips for William.
Dude, yo, you don't need any more. You're going to the World Series practically, dude.
Yeah, right, bro. You don't need any more. The rich don't need to get richer, man. Come on.
Hey, we haven't re-signed Soto yet. All right, we got to see what happens.
This is true.
Hey, if y'all make the World Series, he's staying, bro.
If I could hope so, but anyways, I that's who I think. And I don't know. What's you're like, oh yeah, they got a 60 out of 100, and we're like, yeah, they got like a 59 out of 100. Like, yeah, there's a difference, 1 point difference from that D- to F.
Hey, I do possibly work for the organization, so maybe that's
yeah, he does. He's the grounds crew for them.
We won't bring that up though.
Oh man.
Do you know what John Henry just said? Yeah, no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my job, bro. I definitely hate Henry. I'm not one of the people that
Yeah, dude.
Him.
I can vouch for him. Yeah, he's definitely on like the Henry hater side too. But dude, he was laughing at my video that when I was talking shit about Sam Kennedy and everything else. Dude, he freaking loved that shit. He ate it up. My grandmother hated it because I said too many F-bombs in it.
Dude, it's so funny because those guys walk by me all the time at work, and I'm like, man, they're fucking running this team terribly.
Yeah, you're sitting on the couch. I'm sitting on the couch. Mike's over here like, yeah, I'm still getting updates on this Yankees team right now.
But he's about to go to the World Series, man.
Yeah, man. Hey,
we're gonna have tickets. Don't you worry.
Yeah, dude, you sent me a text earlier today. You're like, hey, you want to go? I'm like, bro, you realize I have the home opener for the Celtics, and I have Florida coming up soon too, man.
Man, fuck those Celtics, man.
Whoa.
Hey, whoa.
There's no
World
Celtics
Series
slander on here, man.
World Series title. World Series title. Come on.
Dude, definitely not.
There's
Listen.
there's 41 home games. All right.
There's only one banner raise.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's actually 17 of them already raised.
I've only seen one in my lifetime. That was '08 when they raised it. But I didn't go to the home opener for that one. What?
You see one, you see them all.
Yeah. Not with that.
Yours better.
Oh, okay. This is him trolling right now and everything else.
Too easy.
Docs need to make some splashes this offseason. I don't have any hope it's going to happen, but we'll see.
Hey, man, you're just like the rest of us.
I'm delusional, bro.
We're going to move
All
on
right,
to
boys, get chopping it up. Yep.
Yeah, we're going to move on to the next segment, unless DJ has something to talk about with the Red Sox real quick. I'm going to check in on him, and we're going to go from there. Well, you'll definitely be tuning in for
Nice meeting you, Mike.
I know you're going to be calling back for the Celtics. I already know this.
Yeah, I will. I'll be there.
All right, man.
All right, see you.
That dude's a legend. Let's see what DJ's got to say real quick. DJ, what's going on, my friend?
Yo.
What up? What's your take on the Sox?
Darren Durant had a good year. Devers had a good year. I think we need to trade Coop. Tyronn Lue had a decent year. And yeah, just change a little bit this rotation and, just get some better pieces this offseason.
Perfect. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate the call in.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward and simple. Yep, this is exactly how you guys gotta be when you guys call in. Exactly those two calls right there. That's exactly how you gotta be. Pretty straight and simple. Again, are they gonna do it? Hell no. Because they don't care about the on-field product. I feel like we'll be watching the Yankees in the LCS again next season, too. So, yeah, that's that. We're moving on to the Bruins. We got Swayman extension, and they played 4 games so far, and they are dead even right now in the standings. They are 2-2. They have 4 points, and they've been looking mid.
What's up, Boston Bruins? Boston Bruins!
All right, so Bruins, their season has begun. They are 2-2 with 4 points in the standings. And they re-signed Jeremy Swayman to an 8-year and $66 million contract, I believe, if I'm not mistaken correctly.
Yep.
Should we start off with the extension, or should we start off with the 4 games that they've played so far?
I'll start with the extension because I came first.
Okay. What's your thoughts on the extension with the Jeremy Swayman? And even the drama, too, that went behind it, where Cam nearly dropped the number that they offered, saying, like, I have 64 million reasons as to why I'd be playing right now. What's your thoughts on the whole Jeremy Swayman situation and everything else and how it was solved and the contract that he got itself?
AAV-wise, I think within 2 years into that deal, maybe 3, he'll be top 10 at the most. He might be lower than that AAV-wise because there's a lot of great goalies in the league right now, and a lot of them are coming up on expiring contracts. So is it the right thing? Maybe, because like everyone's saying, maybe you could get away with 2 decent for cheaper, like Allmark at 5. Maybe you could win with him, but I don't know. Swayman is so young and plays so well. Why risk it?
I was just about to say, he's only 25 years old. It's not like he's 30. Well, how old's Allmark? Like 32, and he got basically the same deal as Swayman did it, but for 4 years, something like that.
I think Allmark, he was 5. He was 5 by 4.
Yeah, that the Bruins gave him, I believe. But I'm saying he just got extended by Ottawa, and it was like 4 years by 8.25 also.
I didn't see he got the extension.
Yeah, he did get an extension from them. Yep.
And I like with the young goalie. He's proven that he can steal you games in the postseason. I mean, like he held Florida for the most part to 2 goals at the most, and your defense was kind of sucky in that postseason run. So I don't know. I like him. I like it. I think it's a good move, and I think like around the league, a lot of people say that's a steal. It's a great deal for the Bruins got on Swayman, and you'll see that shortly. That it actually is a deal, and it is a good deal for the Bruins. So it's not like you're being clowned by national media that was like, "Oh my God, you see them pay that guy that kind of money." Like people respect the move.
Felger.
I think it's a really good move.
Yeah, people don't understand like nowadays with like hockey, for example. Like, dude, their money's growing and growing by the day. It's like the NBA. You know what I mean? There's more money coming into hockey now because like they have ESPN, which is like a worldwide sports show, whatever. So like now they're broadcasting games. They're having more revenue coming in than they did before. So like these good players are gonna cost more money. It's like the NBA right now. And for Jeremy Swayman to get 8 by 8.25, he's only 25. Yeah, maybe he's only been a platoon guy up to this point. But my thing with the whole Jeremy Swayman is he hasn't hit his prime. I was okay with 8 by 8. The original deal that Cam Neely leaked out was saying I have 64 million reasons as to why I'd be playing. I was okay with that deal. But at first, when I was listening to the whole thing, and I was like, okay, they're saying that Swayman wants to set the goalie market and everything else. So, like, I thought to myself he was going to cost, like, 11.5, 12. That's where I was like, okay, you're a little too much in your head. You're not worth that much. 8 by 8 was plenty. And when Cam Neely dropped that number, I was like, how is this deal not done yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those where if the Bruins came in at 8 by 8, I think that he probably would Swayman probably would have got 9.5.
Yep.
So I think that's why they had to come in so low and it took so long because they needed it to meet that sweet spot of 8.5.
So, yep. Now we can go on to the 4 games that has been played so far. I don't know if you caught any of those games or not.
I think all of them besides the first game, they look great. Not like, I shouldn't say great. They look good. They look better than the last year.
I'll tell you what, Elias Lindholm right now making a big difference. Like we've been preaching for over a year now. What was this Bruins' biggest need going into last season, this season at the trade deadline? A legit number 1 center. You have that now in Elias Lindholm, and he's so far off the gate has shown you production that he can be like a legitimate number 1 center around a winning team. Do I think they're Stanley Cup contenders right now? No, I don't think they're Stanley Cup contenders right now, but do you need them to be Stanley Cup contenders right now? No. Take it this year, and then build on what you have this year going into next season. That's how you approach this. That's how you approach this season.
You are 2 years away from losing two big core pieces over the past decade plus.
Yep.
And Krejci and Bergie.
Yep.
Like, you need to find your identity. They found a little bit last year, but now I think they're built to be going back to the big bad Bruins.
Yes.
They got some people who throw their weight around. Even like Marchand, who's small, he throws his weight around.
Yep.
Often. He had that pretty big hit on an open ice against that Montreal guy.
Yes, he did. Yep.
All on level the dude. So, your defensive core, if you take out McAvoy, is on average like 6'4" and like 230.
Right.
Like, and McAvoy plays like he's 6'4".
And I'll tell you what, Zadorov, that pickup too, the kid, he's like what, 6'3", 6'4"? He's a tall dude.
I think he's like 6. I think he's 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a tall dude, and like, dude, the guy wants to fight every time he gets on that ice. Which, as a Bruins fan, give a round of applause. Mike, put the sound effect on this right now, because like that's something that the Bruins have been needing for the last few years. That's something that I've been pressing the Bruins to go get.
Yeah. I think it opens up McAvoy's game, right? Pairing him with McAvoy, because you have somebody who could be a legit defender with the pairing, and McAvoy could be that 4th center type of defender.
Right.
Like, it opens up McAvoy to, okay, I'm going to go, I can actually go forecheck, or I can, try to pinch the boards. I don't have to worry about getting back and stopping the rush, because Zadorov is there to get back.
Right, yeah.
Who was the other person they got with Korpisalo there in the Lindholm deal?
Oh, yeah. He's on the 4th line, I believe, right?
That fourth line is electric right now.
Yeah. They pretty much, was it Monday or Saturday? I think it was Saturday. They basically was the centerpiece of all the goals for the most part. Which, if you think about that for a second, you're like, how in the hell? Like, your fourth line has been, like, your best line this year so far? Like, holy crap, that's crazy.
Yeah, and, like, I think that everybody in that fourth and third, even the third line is pretty good. Like, Patriots, is he third liner?
Who is it?
Or is he
Patriots?
Matty Patriots.
I think he's on the second. I think he's on the second line right
I don't
now.
know. From what
Hold
I saw,
on. Yep, nope, you're right. He's on the
like,
third. He's on the third.
To me, if you ask me, he looks like he's playing really good too, and he's second year now. Will Rise, second line. Eek there, the other defenseman. Like, they got some pretty good young players coming up.
Yep.
And they're actually contributing.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I'm excited to see what this year's going to look like and to see what Swayman's going to look like when he catches in gear. I mean, the two losses, both being to the Panthers, is tough. Oh,
but I don't think any of us here would have predicted them to beat the Panthers, though.
No, that first game, I think they got shell shocked. I think that they weren't ready out of the gate. That's the last game that they just played. I thought they had a little more fight to it, but they just got to learn how to pick up their defensive coverages just a little bit more.
Yeah,
like getting back in their own zone.
Yep, and what I'll also add with those two losses there, the first game they played in Florida was banner night for them also. So the adrenaline was there for the Florida Panthers. It was their night and everything else. You weren't playing Swayman, so it's like, okay, yeah, you probably lose that game. I wasn't shocked when they got blown out from that game also. The one yesterday, I was like, you put up a decent fight for most of that game, but they came out of the gate, I think it was in the second period. Again, don't mind me, I was at work, so I didn't catch most of it, but I know one of the quarters, damn Celtics, get here already. One of the periods, they went off, so like they were gonna hit that gas pedal at some point in time, and you could just see it coming. The guy who you said you liked from the Olmark trade, his name is Mark Kaslik. He's a fourth line center.
It's him, Beecher, and
Cole Kopech.
Brazo?
Cole Kopech.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kopech was one of their free agency pickups, I believe.
Okay, I need to actually look at their lines and start getting used to them. So I can talk about them a bit more, because like you said, I've really been able to watch. I've been like listening to it on the radio and stuff like that at work.
Yep.
I haven't really been able to watch.
Right.
So I need to get familiar with their lines, but I don't know. They look, the few times I have been watching games, they look good.
Yep. So
a lot more offensive pressure, a lot more forechecking.
Yep.
Throwing their weight around.
Right. Again, this is all good signs. I mean, yeah, they're 2-2. Not you face Florida twice, so like, okay, you lose 2 games against Florida. Okay. The only game where I was really like, I had like a question mark was that loss to Montreal where they gave up 4 goals there. That one, I was like, you won, but like you didn't look too great there. But I mean, early in the season, win's a win. You're still trying to get used to the team and everything else. You're still trying to accumulate yourself in your lines or whatever. So like, all right, I'll give them like a month and a half, maybe 2 months to get themselves accumulated and everything else. Then we'll have like a more idea of like what this team is going to be this season. But early predictions though of what are your expectations for the Bruins this year?
I can see them being second in the Atlantic again, behind the Panthers. I see them being, very competitive. I expect another round 1 win, maybe more competitive round 2, especially if you're going to be facing the Panthers again.
Yep.
That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to be a very, very good season and a fun season to watch.
Cool. Hell yeah. All right, so that's going to conclude podcast 31. We're going to now record 32, and there's one team. It's a one-team special podcast, and you guys know what team that is.
The Revs.
Oh my god. We'll get there at some point. We'll cover the Revs at some point. We gotta get there at some point. Everybody's been asking me too, like, how do you not watch soccer? I was like, dude, I'm just not into it. But maybe someday. But yeah, podcast 32 will be just the Celtics and Celtics talk, because they made a move. Teams around them have made moves. That season's starting to get underway, and we're gonna relive Banner 18 one last time before Banner Night, because once Banner Night hits, that is it. It's done talking about it. We're on to the next season, and we're on to Banner 19 loading. So, thank you guys for watching episode 31 here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. Mike, we'll see you on podcast 32. In the next one, that'll be dropping Thursday. It's been your boy Jesse.
It's been Mike.
And we're out of here. See you later.
Beantown.
Beantown.
Beantown.